morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of my wonderful and juicy and delicious little subscribers out there. And how I love you all so, and I hope that you're all super duper well, super duper wonderful and super duper delicious, and that life is treating you oh so deliciously. So what do we do? 3, 2, 1, my juicy little lads. Thank you, little lad. You're delicious and bright. Yes. So it's almost 2:30 p.m. in our UK today. There is bit of wind, certainly no sunshine, very grey clouds and no blue sky. Okay, my delicious babies, and plus the fact it is rather chilly. Okay, my delicious babies, so I just thought I'd give you the weather forecast in my neck of the woods. However, it may differ in other parts of the old UK. And please God, if you are in the UK or anywhere else, that you are having super duper and delicious and wonderful sunshine. Now then, my delicious baby, so I've got one piece of information today, sorry, my delicious babies, to do with a video. Now then, this uploader, now I do, no, not personally, of course, and of course I always say, you know, with anybody not in that way, okay? Mark Devlin. Okay, my delicious babies. Now, Mark Devlin, you know, he's a nice man. Do you understand what I mean? Yes, okay. Of course, you know, he's had his, you know, ups and downs as well, you know, with, and especially, you know, to do with the lockdowns and to do with everything else. But he's got 5 books out, my delicious little babies. He's on YouTube. He happens to have 6.41 thousand subscribers, my delicious little babies. I do believe that this is his 4th YouTube channel. It appears that he has clearly been, there we are, experiencing many issues to do with his other channels, okay? And he, like the rest of us, you know, has found himself where, you know, if good old YouTube does not like your video for whatever reason, they'll either remove it or they bang you off for 1 or 2 weeks. Do you see what I mean? Of course, in Richard Vobes, because he's using his other channel, The Vobe Show, on YouTube, my delicious babies. Well, according to what he said the other day, God bless him, he's struck off for 3 months, my delicious babies, with that particular channel. I mean, what did his channel reach? 215,000 subscribers, my delicious babies, and of course now they've banged him off for 3 months with that one. So now he's on the Vobes show on YouTube, my delicious babies. But God bless him, his numbers are rising again, God bless. And of course we want to get, oh, God bless him, Mark Devlin's numbers, there we are, up as well, my delicious babies. So all you need to type in into old spacebar on YouTube, my delicious babies, is Mark space Devlin. Mark Devlin. Okay, my delicious little baby, sorry. The video should read, Mark Devlin guests on The Truth Disciples with Paul McFarlane. Okay, my delicious baby. So I'm just going to repeat that again for you, shall I? Mark Devlin guests on The Truth Disciples with Paul McFarlane. Okay, my delicious babies. Now, if you happen to look at Mark Devlin's videos, so you don't need to go into his videos to look. Well, of course, you would know that anyway, my delicious babies. If you scroll down, he's actually having a long conversation. I was actually halfway through listening this afternoon, my delicious babies, whilst I was making me lunch, and I've got to do me garlic mayo when I come off the camera to you all, my delicious babies, me homemade, okay? Now, the thing is this, my delicious little babies, well, you see, as I was only halfway through, but it's a really interesting conversation, you know, to do with Mark and to do with Paul, okay? And yes, what Mark explains is to do as well with the music industry and everything like this now then. Now, You know, I mean, it's a really interesting, there we are, it's a really interesting conversation that both of the men are having now. And, you know, because Mark was an international, well, in the UK, an international DJ and everything, okay? But even he has said, you know, how he used to love music and everything. And I mean, he still does like his music, his tunes, but he just sees, there we are, a lot behind it. And it's exactly like what I've said, you know. It's like if you listen to, I mean, one of the ones where most listen, you know what I mean, that I've known over the decades, Martha Babies, is I mean, I'm not laughing about it, you know what I mean? I'm just giving an example. You know, like when you know, you split up with somebody, do you see what I mean? And then, of course, what do? You start listening to flipping sad songs, don't you? Do you know what I mean? And, of course, what does that do? It makes you feel effing more effing sad, doesn't it, mad delicious babies? Do you see, okay? Oh, I've known so many. What was one of those songs? Was it Celine Dion? All by myself. Do you know what I mean? Okay, it's like, you know, you go into like your little mode, don't you? You know what I mean? And you isolate yourself. You don't want to talk to anybody. Do you see what I mean? And then you get yourself all upset, and then you start blarting like a titty la la. I'm not saying it. I'm not taking the pee. You know what I mean? It's just as an example, that's, you know what I mean, what some do. You know, then of course you've got the other side of the coin, where if you're in a happy mood, a happy mood, you know, well, you're going to listen, there we are, to happy music, aren't you? Do you see what I mean? So it goes both ways. But what Mark does is he goes very deep. Do you see what I mean, Mardelishnik Babies? And to be fair, I've listened to many. I've advertised him not long after I first started on my videos, Mardelishnik Babies. And yeah, I advertised him then a few times. He's, you know, the way that he explains his laugh, you see what I mean? But of course, with anything, it does not go without its ups and downs, do you say? But please, you know, please take the time, for those of you who do not know this dear man, please take the time to listen to him, because he's a very, there we are, interesting man to listen to. Do you see, okay? And he says what others say who are very deep as well, like myself, you know. The thing is that, you know, it's like you ask yourself a question, why you're here. I mean, I've said this long time, there we are, for years and years and years and years, decades. You know, if you know that you're going to come into a life where you're going to be terrorised, treated appallingly, like shat, worse than shat, okay? Just have a really vile laugh. Well, why would you want to come here? I mean, that's just a question, isn't it? So when I've heard over the years now where ones have said, oh, you know, well, you chose your parents, you chose, well, no. No, I do not believe that. So is that like saying, well, you know, somebody could be, I mean, God bless them, of course. I will say that, a drug addict or alcoholic or something like that now then. Yes, okay. And very sadly, or any other type of substance abuse. Well, and then, of course, you know, you come into the world, and very sadly, it's happened time and time again, and these poxy authorities say that they're doing something now. When, what did we used to see over the decades? Clearly, they did F all. Do you see what I mean? And then, of course, little bands, you know, or either they've been starved, you know. You've heard stories like this, God bless the beautiful dear little souls, year after year after year, decade after decade after decade, do you say? So here's the question now. So this is not what Mark was talking about, God bless him. It's just something that I want to say. So why would a little, tiny little band, God bless them, they're beautiful little souls, why would they want to come into a world where they've been beaten up, where they've been starved by their own parents? That's the only question that I'm asking my delicious little babies, because I know I would not want to be here or brought here with parents like that. My delicious little babies, do you say? Okay? So it's food for thought, food for thought. But of course, I've been saying over these months, which I have, and I've said that, you know, if you was to go onto YouTube and look at Rawnie, that's all you have to type in, please and thank you, my delicious little babies. Rawnie Lucan. Forgot how you spell it now. Is it L-U-U? Is it C-K-E-N or is it K-E-N? I cannot remember now, my delicious little babies, but it should come up. Rawnie Lucan space killed, K-R-L-D-E. Do you see what I mean? I even put it on Mark's video today. You know, I just said, you know, it was a really good conversation. And then I put again, you know, to please look at Rawnie Lucan killed. Okay, it's really, really important. But of course, you know, for myself, my videos are not getting watched at all. I am with the readings, bless, okay, and God bless, because there's been a number of Dear Mankind, and God bless you all, okay, where the reading area has helped. Do you see what I mean? So therefore, there we are. I feel truly blessed for that. Do you see? So thank you to anybody who's watched my videos where I've done my readings, and God bless you all. But the fact of the matter is that Rawnie discusses, there we are, things in detail. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies? And very sadly, she's no longer here. God bless her beautiful, dear little soul. Not in that way, not in that way, as you know. But yes, she tells it, there we are, exactly the way it is. But of course, you'd need to find her where she talks in English, okay? You'd need to find it, okay, my delicious babies. But I'll put that in Mark's comments, because these days I do not send... I send comments to who I want, there we are, to send a comment to. Do you see what I mean? Which is on one hand. Okay, my delicious little babies, there we are, simple things, one hand. Do you see what I mean? Yes, okay. So, but a really interesting dear lady, do you say? And she tells quite a story about there we are, some things, do you see what I mean? My delicious little babies, yes. But of course, like I just said, my videos, my normal videos, like this one now, will not really get seen. Do you say? Oh, that's what reminds me. So if you could please, and thank you, please take a look at this video. Because then if you scroll down where it's in Mark's video library, then you'll see where he's talking to Mike Yaden, okay? And that was to do when he worked for Pfizer and everything. Anyway, I followed all of this, there we are, years back, okay? And at the start of We Know What. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? So I was already, there we are, following all of this, do you see, okay? But Mark Yaden, he even says himself, he feels most, there we are, embarrassed. You know, and for the fact that he did not know. Do you see? But this is what I say about these large, well, corporations, my delicious little babies, do you see? So this is what I'm saying. You see, they pay that much, ka-ching, 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 do you see what I mean? So that you toe the line, you do as you're told, you know, like a good little boy or a good little girl, do you see what I mean? And then, of course, you know, you can have, there we are, your flash car, your brum brum, your wheels, you can have your flash you know, you can have plenty of material wealth, but it seems to me that you're not given anything for nothing now, do you see what I mean? So as long as you keep your trap shut and you do as you're damn told, then there we are, you can have millions of squids. Ching, 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 do you say? But once you actually look into it, which of course, you know, Mike has had to do as well, God bless him, and then you see, do you say, Okay, but he was saying, because like I said, I'm halfway through, I'm going to listen to the other half, but which is stored in Mad Dog and Burn, which I will be listening to shortly. However, you know, he has said that there are other, let's just say, in a particular line of work now, where they know fully well. Do you say? But of course, they're just going to keep their zipped. Do you see what I mean? That's what you're dealing with now. It's called effing greed. My delicious little babies, it's effing greed. You know, sit down, stand up, turn around, give yourself a wiggle. That's what they do. All for material wealth. Isn't that disgusting, my delicious little babies? And of course, you know, you've got mankind who are really suffering, you know, especially this past 4 year. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? But as long as, you know, they can go and shop where they want, do what they want, drive what they want, live in what they want, they couldn't give a figler's F. Do you see? So, to me, my delicious little babies, of course, you have had many more now who have woken up to this effing shart, because that's what it is, my delicious little babies, and that's something else I wanted to tell you on BitChute, my delicious little babies. I forgot which uploader it's under now. I actually sent it to somebody in Mad Dog and Burn, and I come on the camera and forgot to write it down. Anyway, not to worry. What they're showing on this is like 11 seconds long, my delicious little babies. And you know, like how you get these nasty little, dirty, filthy little trolls. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Well, where you think that they're sat in their mother's back bedroom. Well, it appears that there seems to be a number of men here now, and they've got all these dog and burns, you know, like mine, like yours, all these dog and burns all lined up, line after line after line, and they're looking at everybody's videos, and they've got their laptops there and everything, yes? So it seems, my delicious little babies, I mean, for some of you, you would have already known this, but for others of you, my delicious little babies, you may not have known this, okay? But yes, that's what they're doing as well now then. Do you say? Okay? So it seems that they've got their hired lackey help. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Yes? Anyway, you know, at the end of the day, you know, the fact is they can try and shut everybody up, but they're just not going to do it, are they? Well, to me, there's more and more. There we are, because I've got ears to hear and I've got eyes to see. And from what I can see and hear, they're not managing, there we are, to keep a lid on things, are they? Okay, even by advancing from 2000 and they want everything done by 2030, sorry, and you know, so they've sort of brought it now, okay, to what is it, 2025. Good luck. That's all I can say. Good luck. Do you see? Because me personally, I do not see that happening. And of course, you know, they're wanting, you know, ones to be re-educated, it seems. Mind you, who was one of the ones who was re-educated? What was that, last year or the year before? Or was it last year? Can't remember now. Anyway, not that it was that important, to be fair. It's just something that's just came into my noddle. Jordan Peterson, or Peterson, sorry. Yes, he's another one, isn't he? You say? It was a choice between, sorry, getting re-educated or stumbled there, didn't I? Or, you know, losing his licence of being, what is he, a psychologist or something? So he chose to get the re-education, it seems. Of course, under the guise that, that, you know, he could come back and tell everybody about it. Do you see what I mean? Really strange, that, because I'm not getting much across my shoulders. So I'd say that he just didn't want another one to lose everything around him now. Do you see what I mean? Can you see how this rocks and rolls, my delicious little babies? Do you see? Okay. Me, myself, if somebody was to say that to me, I'd say, well, I tell you what, stick my licence up your effing hole and get on your back and pedal fast, as we'd say in the UK. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? They wouldn't be holding me to ransom like that. You know, not when at the end of the day, you know, even with Jordan Peterson, I remember seeing him, when was it, some years back, and he's absolutely, completely different to how he is now. Where back then, you know, you thought, oh yes, you know, he really came across as a pleasant man. But to see him now, and that's not being nasty, but this is, there we are, how we know who changes them. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies? This is how it seems to go now, isn't it? Do you say? So when we're actually looking at this, really, you know, who out of all of these putrid, okay, actually sits on the right side of things now? Because it seems we still seem to have a rather large number, my delicious babies, who choose to go the opposite way to the right way. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies, okay? And of course, you know, getting back to this re-education. So what they're wanting to do, my delicious babies, okay, is for the ones who will not do as they're told, I would probably be in that category, my delicious little babies. Well, you know, it's like you get, there we are, even worse treatments. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Do you see? You see, the way I'm seeing things now, this is how I believe it rocks and rolls. They put it out and put it out, okay? It's almost like, what's the best way for me to say this? So they put it out and put it out in order for you and I out here globally, for us to so-called get used to it. Do you see what I mean? Yes, okay. So that we say, oh yes, well this is what's, there we are, this is what's coming, and do you see what I mean? Yes, okay. And by doing that, that one to then say, oh well, there's nothing we can do about it. Because we hear it every day, don't we, my delicious little babies? Do you know what I mean? And of course, you have got, you know, other uploaders on different platforms, my delicious little babies, and they have a bit of a wobbly day. Do you see what I mean? But the one thing that I always say is, no, they won't. No, they will not. You know what I mean? If they are lucky enough or fortunate enough to get what we say some mothers do have them, well, let them carry on with that then, isn't it? But they're not going to want that type of mankind, do you see? Okay? Because they still want the ones who, there we are, have a brain cell in their noddle. Do you see what I mean? Okay? So that's what I'm saying. You know, what ones must do is whatever they're wanting to dish out now then, just, there we are, just do the damn opposite, isn't it? Simple things. Do you see? So no matter how much they're doing it, and I'm going to say again, there's a large name in over the pond in America. I've mentioned him over some months here and there. Okay? But of course, once you see what the crack is there, and of course, you know, they were saying, oh yes, that he's sure of all these years is going to be taken down. Well, it hasn't. It's still there. There we are. It's still there, isn't it? Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies, okay? And of course, you know, telling us this, telling us that. But when you're part of something, all I can say is, yes, you know, sometimes they could give out some good information, but the other side, I'd say effing shame on you. Not you, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I mean? Okay? So, you know, as far as I'm concerned, no. Just because they put it out does not mean that any of us have to comply to it. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? And I will not be complying. I'm not going to be forced into it, you know, because they have got this all over the world, my delicious little babies. Do you see? It's not just in one place now then. And I wouldn't trust when Mr. Trump over the pond in America, when he said, you know, I'm going to be fair, I already know about this, this dome business, okay? I was already done saying over the months that he was talking about 15, minute cities. And I'd already heard about, these domes long time to do with what Mr. Trump had said. Long time, okay? Months ago that I'd heard that. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? But this is what happens, you see. And it does tend to happen a lot in the alternative media. Not with all, but with some, okay? And what they do, they drip feed until you cannot drip feed no more. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies, okay? I was done saying things now, 2 years ago on my videos, because I've only been doing this for 2.5 years. Okay, and yeah, it was only months and months later that anything came out. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'd already talked about the DARPA, I'd already talked about the Harper. Do you see what I mean? And what was it? I was lucky if I got one view. Do you know what I mean? I've been done long time and for years and talking about water, and I'm talking about all different things. You see what I mean? And of course, I even had a video. I got no views. Do you say? But something that was really interesting as well, what Mark said, Mark Devlin, on his video that I've advertised to you today, my delicious babies, he's absolutely flipping banging right, because I'm going to be honest with you, I've experienced it firsthand. Myself. So, and with me, I talk to the dog and burn. Do you know what I mean? It's like I go, yes, I agree. Yes, I agree. Do you see what I mean? That's what I'm like, you know, and I'm going around doing what I'm doing, and I'm going, yes, you're right there, or do you see what I mean? Yes, okay, I really get engrossed in it, okay? But where he talks about, you know, like ones who like watch football and everything, do you see what I mean? I get him, I get him. I get you, Mark, totally. Because I know, you know, mankind, God bless, you know, and you can say something to them or to explain something, but no, it's like, oh, you know, they want to watch, their footy. Do you see what I mean, okay? But of course, you know, that's another thing, isn't it? Football, that's another, you see, that's where I've always said you've got thousands of addictions. Do you see? Not just the obvious. I've said this so many times over the years. Do you see? Not just for the time I've been on my YouTube videos. A long time I've been saying this, okay? And some are addicted. So what they do, they go and get, what do they call them? A season ticket. Okay, my delicious babies, okay? It's like an addiction. Do you see? I know some who are proper, football fanatics. Everything's football. Do you see what I mean? Okay, please do not get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with being healthy, you know, running around a pitch. Do you know what I mean? I've got no issue with that. I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about is the fact that you wouldn't think that somebody kicking a ball could be that addictive, but you know, when you look over the decades, do you see? My delicious bear. It's like my beautiful little Nana Bear. Oh, how I love my beautiful little nanny and granddad, sir. She used to absolutely, she loved the sports and everything. Do you see what I mean? Yes, and watching them. But she absolutely adored tennis. Okay, my delicious little babies, okay? So, you know, you get her on that subject. Do you see what I mean? At the same time, you're not allowed to disturb her either. Do you know what I mean? Because if the tennis is on, that's it. Do you see what I mean? It's no go. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes. But it's amazing how all of these, these things became very addictive over the decades, isn't it, my delicious little babies? Yes. It's also amazing how much it costs. I mean, even, what was it, years ago, when I knew ones who were getting these season tickets, I said, how much for a ticket? Do you know what I mean? They have an flipping effing laugh. And anyway, very lastly, that's all I wanted to say there. But I've got no problem, you know, if anybody wants to watch football, fair enough, they just want to watch football. It's not really my thing. I've watched the odd matches. Do you see what I mean? I'm just not into that. Just like horse racing, I love beautiful little horses. Do I feel that they should be raced the way that they are? No. Especially if they very sadly fall and break their legs and then apparently they're then put to sleep. God bless the beautiful baby horses. Do you see what I mean? All for mankind's entertainment. And then the ones go to, where is it, Cheltenham or wherever it is, you know, with the, you know, the, in many cases, strange looking hats. Do you see what I mean? And quite oddball outfits for some. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies, okay? No, I do not agree, okay? That's just me, my delicious little babies, I just do not agree, okay? I'm not going to pretend to. I'm a woman with a view, she'll have my effing view, and I do not agree with it. Do you say, okay? But yes, I've watched the odd football, but would I be into football? No. It's just not my kind of thing. Do you see what I mean? Okay, but you know, I mean, there's plenty, isn't there, who have gone out with somebody who enjoys to go on football on a Sunday or something like that. Do you see what I mean? Yes, okay. Well, you know, fair enough. But I was just making a point with things, really. Do you see what I mean? Yes, okay. But yeah, to try to talk to others, it's very. So I got totally what Mark was saying. I really did. Because what he was saying was, if they could put as much energy into doing research, and, you know, he's talking to Paul, the two were talking together, God bless them, yes, okay? If they could put as much energy into doing their research instead of watching, there we are, football all the time, or, you know, in some cases with some Netflix or whatever they want to do. Do you see what I mean? Okay, if they used the energy, there we are, somewhere else. I got him. There we are, totally. Do you see what I mean? You know, and of course, when you know things now, and of course we're constantly learning, but when you know things now, well, it's you can never go back. Do you see what I mean? Because once you know, that's it. You must keep a handle on it. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Do you say? It's not like you could just sort of take something out your noddle and just say, oh, no, well, I never listened to those videos, or I never did that research, or I never read that on DuckDuckGo. Do you see what I mean, okay? Because you've already, there we are, done it. So therefore, you see the world, there we are, in a different way to how you once seen it. Do you say? So I get, there we are, Mark and Paul, there we are, totally. Do you see? Just like I get our lovely, not in that way, our lovely David Icke and his lovely dear little sons, Jamie and Gareth, yes. I get everything, there we are, that they're saying. Do you see? Okay? And of course, you know, we've got our lovely, our lovely David G. Mahoney on BitChute, my delicious little babies, okay? And here's another one, you know, you see, sometimes something, especially over the years, can seem rather far-fetched, okay? And it can sound far-fetched, okay? But there we are, if I even say it, and I've been doing this all the way throughout my video. But the fact is that it is real, okay? But it sounds so ridiculous that ones would find it, especially if they've not researched or done anything, okay, or looked at any videos or done any DuckDuckGoing or anything, or search engine of their choice, they would find it most hard to believe. Do you see? That's why you get laughed at. I've been laughed at, yeah, many times. Do you see? Like I'm a sandwich short of a picnic, or the lift does not go up to the top floor. Do you see what I mean? Okay? And, you know, the fact of the matter is that later on, that's when ones, there we are, found out. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Do you say? Well, all I can say is not being nasty. They're not effing laughing then, are they? Do you say? Okay. There is good news as well, because more are paying attention to what's going on with the weather. Okay. And one's starting to realise, my delicious babies, at a very rapid rate now, there we are, that something is clearly wrong. You say, okay, that cannot be ignored. And so that is a good thing, isn't it, my delicious babies? Now, very lastly, because I've got to shoot, okay, you know, not in literal terms, you know what I mean? Just got to, you know, close out my video. I was talking to a dear man yesterday, God bless him, okay? And I happened just briefly, just talking about, do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Yes. And, well, I said, you know, we got onto that, and I said, well, did you? He said, you're mad. Do you see what I mean, mad delicious little babies? Okay, that's the saying in the UK. Okay, even from when I was young, and I'm 50 now. Okay, that for most of you will know that. But that's what they'd say. You're mad. Do you see what I mean? In other words, I ain't going nowhere near it. Do you see what I mean? But very sadly, well, he never took anything, because he said, and he told me, swear down, he said, I never trusted. He said, I never trusted it at all. And he said, and I was talking to my sisters, he said, and they wouldn't listen to me. He said, now both of them have got cancer. So to me, my delicious little babies, yes. So, and then we had another little convo, you know, and I was giving some suggestions, you know, to try to help. But his exact words was, doesn't matter what I was to say, Carla, just wouldn't listen. Don't want to listen, I don't want to listen. Do you see? My delicious little babies. So I just thought I'd let you know that. Do you see? So, you know, like I said, you know, it's, I feel that the hardest part for anybody, apart from those who very sadly we're never going to be able to help, very sadly, is knowing that you're being, there we are, conned. Do you see what I mean? That's the really, really, really saddest part. And talking about the other video with Mike Yaden and Mark Devlin on Mark Devlin's channel on YouTube that I'm advertising, and I have been advertising, continue now to advertise, is that he says to get rid of we know what, okay? You'd have to take a listen, okay, my delicious little babies, please and thank you. To get rid of something and then have like, you know, herbal medicine and everything. I totally agree. Yes, there we are. Ding ding dong dong. It's common sense. Do you see me? I've thought it, there we are, for many years. Not just the 2020 lockdown and very sadly what followed. My delicious little babies. Do you see? There we are. I've been done saying this for years now. Do you see? Okay, so I totally agreed with what Mike had to say. Yes, okay, and he too is not very happy with the service. You know who I'm talking about. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies in the UK? Because he too has not had very nice experiences either. So it's not just myself, my delicious little babies. I personally, like I said, other than a few, I personally cannot effing stand any of these so-called friendly. Do you see what I mean? No, I cannot. You know, seems to me, there we are, they follow the leaders, and really they're as thick as effing, there we are, sharks. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies? Anyway, I've got nothing more to say. So until my next video, wherever you are in the world, have a super duper delicious time. You only get one life. Okay, my delicious little babies, and you just all please take care of yourselves now, and please try to take care of others, okay, because very sadly there are a lot right now, God bless, suffering from all kinds of different, from depression to and I'm seeing it on a regular basis, okay. This is nothing unusual, okay. It's just so sad actually to see, and also suffering with other, very sadly, other illnesses, okay, my delicious little babies. So everybody really should be helping one another. That's my thoughts, my delicious little babies. I'm not telling others what to do. No, I am not. I'm just giving, food for thought, food for thought. And may your beautiful little selves and your beautiful little families all be fully protected, okay? So, peace, man, peace, okay? So until my next video, you just take care. That's off. Okay, my delicious little babies. So until my next video, you just have a super duper and delicious time, because you only get one life. So true, my delicious little babies. So true. Okay, love you. God bless. Take care. Thank you for listening. If you manage to listen. Okay, take care. Goodbye. Bye bye.